All right, let's cover a couple things. Kind of prompted by one of the employments that Jonah had, another one, and there's sometimes when you sell a client on something really awesome, like a great program, whether it's a really powerful IUL or something that's just really a strong situation, strong life insurance option, and they just can't do it right now. They can't get started because they've got other things financially, whatever. Okay. In the case, Jonah was dealing with someone who wanted to, put $800 or $1,000 into an index universal life for tax-free retirement. They were all about it, very excited about it, wanted to do it, but they just moved in their house and they're building a patio. So they've got some other, kind of discretionary funds they wanted to put towards getting that to happen. And then, so they've kind of put it off for a couple months, and so Jonah couldn't, close the deal because they were kind of stuck in that, well, we really love this, we want it, but, $800, $1,000, we want to maybe do 1,000, but, we want to wait till after the patio is done. And so I thought about it, the situation, and, I realized thinking about Ginny and her, getting diagnosed with breast cancer, like her situation, she had not done a mammogram for like the past 5 years. I mean, she just kind of blew it off for whatever reason. So she decided in December, early December, to go get it done, and boom, diagnosis, stage 1 breast cancer. The day before that, I mean, she was walking around with it, but as far as we knew, before she walked in, before she decided to do her mammogram, life was good, everything's good, rocking, fired up, everyone's healthy, we're blessed. And then what a difference a day makes. All of a sudden, cancer. So before, life was good, after, cancer. And we come to discover 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. In fact, I just found out another person got diagnosed with breast cancer recently, someone that we know from church. I mean, it's just like 1 in 8. So how many ladies do we have on this call? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 2 guests. I don't know who you are. Let's just say 12. So 12, let's see, 1 divided by 8 times 12. So 1.5 of you will get diagnosed with breast cancer. That may not be anyone on this call, but someone else out there in the world, 1.5. Now, do you know when it's going to be diagnosed? No. Do you know you have it now? No, unless you don't know you have it unless you had your last mammogram yesterday and they cleared you. Okay? Really? Or any of you guys? You don't know you don't have it, do you? So I told Jonah, I said, look, man, do they know what kind of, do you know what kind of decision they're making? They're making a decision based on them assuming that they're not going to have any adverse diagnosis. So I told them, I said, look, you need to tell her not to get any exams. Don't get a mammogram. Don't do a pap smear. Don't do any diagnostic testing for 2 months, because if they find anything, zero zip nada, you cannot get that policy. The one that you want to, put your retirement money into, your tax-free retirement policy that you're thinking about putting $800 to $1,000 in the next 2 months, you get diagnosed with anything that could put that in jeopardy where you cannot ever get that policy. You'd be in your health situation would be such that no way, even if you want to know how, if you want to put $2,000 a month in it, you are not qualified from a health standpoint. Well, am I trying to scare them? Am I trying to scare you? I don't know. If the shoe fits, Cinderella, we don't know. And then I asked Joan, I said, well, how would you feel if over the next 2 months before they got this policy, if she did get diagnosed with breast cancer? Because she could be the 1 in 8. Her life's going around great. They got into this new house. Life is good. They make decent amount of money. Life is just rocking until she finally gets a call from her doctor. Hey, looks like you got a spot, and it looks like cancer, which is exactly how Ginny got it from the receptionist calling her back. There's an issue with your mammogram, looks like cancer. Imagine getting talked to on the phone that, yeah, pretty much looks like cancer. We're not talking radiologists. We're not talking, it was from, so we don't know if she's going to get a call like that. We don't know if she's got a mammogram set up or a pap smear, whatever. So I'm just expressing a fact. Now, what they do with the information, they can do whatever, okay? They can do whatever. But the fact remains, you or I don't know tomorrow if we have it or not. There are those of us probably sitting with some kind of cancer cells that, are germinating or, I don't wish it, but the fact remains people are getting cancer. People are dying from cancer. People are going, oh my God, what am I going to do? So she needs to know what decision she's making. Her decision is, I'm not going to get sick next couple months. So what can we do for her? Well, what we can do for her is get it started at minimum premium. I think Jonah said it was like $193 to get it started. So this is let's just get it started with this close. Okay, I don't know if you ever heard that close before, but let's just get started with this for now, and then we can bump it up later. So instead of an $800 to $1,000 decision and a patio, now she's making a smart decision, and let's get you underwritten now for $193 minimum payment, and then that covers you, and we'll get you into this policy just in case anything would or could happen, and then we'll bump it up when you're ready to bump it up to 800 or 1,000, whichever one you want to do, okay? So now it's not this big, huge decision. It's a small decision to get the policy started so we can get the underwriting going and get her approved. Small thing, but a huge thing when you think about the ramifications. Again, we're all assuming we're going to be healthy, okay? And that's, we're all assuming we have time. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to go gloom and doom on you. A lot of times the think about it comes from, should I do this or that, I like option 2, but option 3 looks good. I like to get the more coverage, but right now it's a little bit tight. I've got some bills to finish up, and then I'll be ready after that to do option 3. It's like, well, we could do option 3 later. Let's get option 2. If you can feel like you're comfortable with option 2, let's start with option 2. Let's go ahead and get started with option 2, and then we can change to option 3 later, right? You might have to go through underwriting, bumping it up might cause a little short underwriting questionnaire, especially if it's a simplified issue. You just apply for a new policy or whatever, or another policy to make up the difference of what they eventually want for coverage. But the bottom line is it's the let's go ahead and get this started now close. Does that make sense? I have replaced 2 of those Globe Life policies. They're guaranteed. Oh, yeah. Right, Misty. Absolutely. So, now hopefully I'm like making you think, right? I hope I'm making you think. Because we don't know what's going to befall us health-wise. I mean, you yourself are thinking, well, I know I'm in the business now. I should be getting a policy on myself. But you know what? I'm going to wait until I make money. Okay, remember, I did say that you should get a policy on yourself so you can believe in your product But you should be getting a policy because it makes sense for you to cover your family, regardless of, you know, the sales side of our business, okay? If it makes sense for your family, you need to get it. If it does not make sense, well then, you know, do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying that you take a lot for granted. The other thing too with simplified issue is simplified issue, you know, that is a privilege. Simplified issue is a privilege because you have not had any significant health issues that you know about, which allows you then to apply a simplified issue and not have to do any invasive underwriting. The worst time to know that there's something wrong with you is when they're doing a blood and urine test. That is the worst time, because once they find that there's something wrong with you, then it goes into the MIB, the Medical Insurance Board, and it's like having a bankruptcy on your record. But it never goes away. Once it goes in the MIB, it's in the MIB forever. Okay, unless you dispute the MIB, you know, but, you know, show me how many people have overturned their MIB data. Not too many have. You know, number one, it's a pain in the butt to do, although they can do it. And number two, they just don't know that they can do it, okay? So anyway, I hope that's making sense. So, you know, let's go ahead and get started with this close. I hope that, you know, makes sense to you.